3 things missing in businesses that don't have commercial success, part 2. Mary Rose Hoya here from Expert Profit Engine. Now, in my last video, we started looking at the 3 main things missing from businesses that don't have commercial success. We talked about how keeping your time and energy focused on closing deals is vital for business growth. Now, today we're going to be looking at 2 more ingredients that I see missing in businesses that aren't seeing the success that they're after. And the first is a lack of visibility among the people your ideal clients want to see you with. So what does that mean? It's a critical concept that I really want you to buy into. Now, especially when it comes to new business, everybody who you're working with, you really want to be working with A players. You want to have fantastic customers who really resonate with you and with your values. And in my world, this means that these are good, kind, professional people that I want to be hanging around with. These are what I call A players. People who are trying to stretch themselves, have a desire to make things better in some capacity. This is true for your clients. This is true for new business as well. Now, to flip the coin on that, the people that you're wanting to attract are also wanting to attract and spend time with and be associated with certain kinds of people. This is a hygiene factor. So you're looking at the greater kind of community that you want to be building. So you may need to make sure that you are visible among the people that they are hanging around with, who they want to be seen with, and who they want to see you to be seen with. So that is why it's so important that you are fishing where your fish are, especially when you're building business. Now, this means being visible at panels they're going to be at, publications they read, and on podcasts that they listen to. You need to think of all the senses that people have. And Expert Profit Engine is based on a psychological and full systems thinking approach to this. What perfumes or scents do they like? Do they enjoy nature? What kind of movies do they watch? What kind of books do they read? What are they listening to? Radio, podcasts? Visibility has multiple dimensions, including the offline piece. What golf courses or restaurants do they like? What do they frequent? You need to know these things because business is about generating an omnipresent visibility in a relevant context for the people you want to attract. The online or the offline or analog piece is just one component, though. Even if you don't like the digital side of things, you must embrace this to stay abreast of the competition. Do not go the way of Kodak. People will look at you, especially if somebody's telling them about you, especially if they haven't heard of you before, especially on LinkedIn. So if someone Googles your name, your LinkedIn profile will be one of the first things contacts look at. And this is so why you must seize control of your own visibility as far as you can to steer the perception people have of you. Now, this means being relevant and visible in a relevant way in the digital world before, during, and after an influencer or prospect comes into contact with you. You need to be screenshotable, cut and pastable, emailable in a way that is going to positively influence your commercial success. Now, look, you might say, look, my influencers aren't on LinkedIn. That's nonsense. The people who influence them are. The power here is not necessarily in the direct people, remember. It's in the second and third degree connections who they know. The broader dimensions of what people are going to be saying about you and who they're going to be saying it to. Now, look, you also need to be visible at a consistent level. You can't just pop up whenever you're looking for work or project or for the sale. You can see this all the time. People just pop up on LinkedIn when all of a sudden they, and it's just really obvious that they're looking for work, they're looking for something, and they're digging their well when they're already thirsty. This is not a dignified way of doing things. You want to preemptively position yourself to be working on your brand. We talk a lot about monetizing your value. Now, this is just as important as actually branding your value. Now, in order to do that, you want to be seen as someone who's consistent, structured, calm. Your clients are often in a situation that is causing them crisis. It's an urgent, expensive, pervasive problem, and they're looking for stability from you. So you need to be visible among the people your prospects and influencers want to see you with. Now, this, I know it can be exhausting going to events all the time. I'm not proposing you do that. I am proposing that you start to put in place processes that will ensure your visibility at all points of the sales funnel. You want to be building a sales funnel pipeline where you are visible at all stages of the user journey of your input. Visibility is super important. Now, the reason Coca-Cola is so successful because they're everywhere. At the beach, Coke is in all the kiosks. At the pizza place, Coke is everywhere, even on the fridge, so you grab a Coke. You really want to be the Coca-Cola of your niche. And what we're building here is like a narrow vertical. So where you have control over a very specific niche, you're helping specific people with a specific problem via a specific offer. So you need to make sure that you are visible in a very specific way, making you the obvious choice. People choose Pepsi when Coke isn't available. The concept holds. You want to be the go-to person, the no-brainer person. So visibility, consistency is really, really key here, and omnipresent visibility. Look at also commercial success is really full of full systems thinking. Now, it's not just about deals and visibility. You have to have a healthy enjoyment around what you're doing, healthy growth, healthy aging population. We talk a lot about that. Means you have to incorporate self-care. People have to enjoy going to work. You can't just have an organization that's solely focused on sales and performance, whereby if someone doesn't perform short term, then you kick them out. You can't have it like that. People are not going to want to work with you anymore. And what that means is you're investing in people, they go off to your competitors. I really believe what Richard Branson says, that you train people to prepare them to leave, and you treat them well enough to make them want to stay. So lack of full systems thinking, lack of retention initiatives can be a big problem. Self-care is also key here. You do not want to get burnt out. You will need to take care of yourself. And this is not, I'm not just telling you to go to the gym, but really be thinking about keeping yourself in check and keeping yourself healthy. A car needs to be kept in tune and running smoothly. You need to have self-care and retention in order. Remember to have advocacy as well. We're talking about stakeholders, we're talking about your support people, you're talking about your sales people, your influencers. This is really, you have to be building your expert profit engine around all of this in a systematic, full systems thinking kind of way. If all of what I talked about here is resonating with you, head on over to expertprofitengine.com. Do download our free guide. We're going to be talking a lot more about this, and I'll see you next time.